Special event alert.
My wife was making tortilla chips in the oven and set off the fire alarm, which is excuse number 84 for being late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure to see you, fellas.
Our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
Yeah, guys, nice to join you tonight.
And back by popular demand is Ice, a.k.a. Ken Ramos from WTF Nation.
Very nice.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all of our armed forces families. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because...
From the Rockies to the Space Coast, late for changeover is all you need, baby.
Yeah.
Marty, that second time was way better.
I don't know, baby.
She did it better that time.
Yeah, the second time was better.
All right, we're back from St. Patrick's Day. Eric was out in Florida enjoying Orlando and Walt Disney World. Jake, how'd your trip with your daughter go? Was that fun?
Oh, it was good, man. Road tripped all the way down to Houston. Saw the last two Meow Wolf exhibits down there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, man. Yeah.
Nice. And Ken caught your show last night and the week before, and we're ready to take up the mantle to bash a V8.
Oh, yeah. Right on.
Everybody wants to be a veteran, but nobody wants to be a veteran, you know?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Yeah.
I think this year, because they're just coming up, bang, bang, bang. It's like, okay, Collins says, hey, we're going to review all your DBQs. And then before that was, what was the thing they put out there? And then they were like, oh, wait a second. It was the medication.
It was the medication, yeah. It was the
to lower your
to lower your rating, to see if it would be a difference in your rating if you take medication and all that. And everyone was like, what? And then there was another one using AI for your medical records.
Yeah, that was the Collins one. We went over that.
And I'm like, what? You know, so
like every week it's like, hey, this veteran just frauded $11 million off pretending to be a vet, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, go after that shit. Don't
exactly.
Right.
Don't mess with my $147 a month. Crazy.
Exactly. Some of it, I mean, to some veteran, and I literally was. I mean, you guys listen to the show. It literally was one of those things where to some veterans it's not a big deal, but to some other veterans that really, I mean, that's a big difference when you start messing with their compensation. And I don't like using the term disability because we already see what the discourse amongst and I'll say it, the fucking civilians that don't know that are now looking at it like, well, we can cuss here, right? I just want to make sure.
Until we get a sponsor,
That's the whole reason we haven't gotten any sponsors.
Or space WTF moments is a little bit different than Army, but you guys are prim and proper, and I want to make sure that you know.
No, but
sorry.
You got to watch our shows. You got to watch our shows.
Did you see me look away? I was blushing.
I was about to say. No, my biggest thing is that the discourse going back and forth is now we're starting to see, and I even posted it on Twitter today, that the civ mil vet divide is now growing into a chasm. It's now, I think, because we have, I'll just say, American society has the memory of a shrew, and just they see the fact that, all right, the GWAT ended. What are you guys complaining about? Well, they're not. They're not taking in effect that we've got 20 years and possibly me, because I'm a pre-GWAT enlistment and GWAT, I was in the whole time, and they're not understanding that there is some compensation that needs to happen. And I've gotten online arguments, people saying, well, comparable to the private sector. Well, tell me what comparable is to what we do.
Nothing.
Yeah. If you can, now don't get me wrong. I'm all about, being a good steward of our taxpayer money, but guess what? Veterans paid taxes too when we were in.
At the same time.
At the same time, yeah. So everyone's like, you're just a bunch of grifters. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Well, I mean, I got a lot of shit. I didn't even think it was going to explode. But I posted there was I guess it was some guy on social media And who was it? It was Rob Smith. He was an Iraqi vet, does digital stuff, senior fellow at Rainey Center. He posted, he's like, one of the biggest losers I ever met, who receives $3,000 a month to do nothing in Florida because he fell down a hill with a rucksack on during a training exercise. Never deployed, quote, a real scumbag. So then I reposted it and said, quote, because he fell down a hill with a rucksack during a training exercise. Sorry, dog. That's service connected.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to the point where now, and I'll say some of it's, I don't know if it's like influencers' fault, podcasters' fault, that now serving has to be like a one-upmanship with what somebody does. Like that kid he probably talked about.
Oh, sure.
Was probably doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Probably, if the story is true, slip, who here has not had a ruck before and has twisted an ankle and you roll down an embankment or
wait. Oh, I'm sorry, Ken. Let me interrupt you. The two space guys probably have not.
Yeah, dude. I've walked around with my book bag on a couple times.
I forgot my
That's
audience.
about the extent of rucking.
All right. Okay.
Now wait. Now wait. Before space,
Yes,
though,
you were an
before
Arby
space,
dude.
though,
Yeah.
Jake was a loader, right? He's
Yeah.
out fucking loading bombs on the tarmac, right? So he's getting run over by carts.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing too.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true
See
too,
that?
dude.
And I'm about to
For
say,
sure.
you get injured. Now everyone's gonna say, oh yeah, you got an injury. Why are you claiming VA? I'm like, well, because a loader, a wheel ran on my foot. A 2000 bomb was being rolled, or I got my hand crushed in the cradle. Whatever you want. Never happens. I've seen you guys load bombs, and that looks like it's work. It's arduous work.
Well, it's strange, but it's always funny. Like all the new guys, when we had to move, that I worked on A10s, and that's got a lot of fucking rounds to go in it.
Mm-hmm.
And those ammo cans are huge. So you'll have like 5 of them on a trailer, and they drop the trailer off, and you have to push the trailer in position. But in Alaska, it's always fucking icy in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Whoever's holding the tongue of that trailer, we're like, do not pull. Don't grab it and pull. Because so many times you'd see a dude just grab it and pull, and both feet just
Yep.
and you're holding the tongue of that trailer, and it's hitting your fucking thigh, it's hitting your crotch, it's hitting your stomach, and then we're behind the trailer, we can't hear you. We only realize you're trapped and sliding along the tarmac once the freaking trailer goes off the skew. You're like,
once it gets harder to push.
Yeah, exactly.
What
the hell's going on? Why isn't this moving?
Well, I would love to ask every civilian out there, which one did you wake up and go to work this morning and be told to be ready, pack your shit, you're leaving in 12 hours. And we're no doubt going to put you in harm's way somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
There's very few jobs that have the amount of like restrictions on your life that the military puts on you,
And just as a side note, or as to add on to that too, is that I don't know. I'm still waiting for either Simple Green, a Camo stick, bug juice, or something else that's going to give me some kind of candy. Something that I was in direct contact, CLP maybe.
Right,
that
exactly.
they required you to use. They're like, did you put this on?
Forced you to
You're
use.
like,
Yeah.
I did. And they're like, okay.
But are they? See that's what. And again, I don't want to make it sound like an us versus them with the civilians, but it's the younger civilians are like looking at us like that now. They're like, you guys didn't do shit, because they get their vision of what a soldier or a service member is like by social media, by podcasters, by influencers.
And I mean, the big podcasts are out there are all Medal of Honor guys, right? Or Silver Stars.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's some guys out there that do good shit, but then it was like, oh, okay, well, Jake, sorry, you loaded a bomb, you crushed your foot. Why do you deserve it? You were in a base, dude.
And that starts from because nobody hates some vets like other vets. Vet on vet crime is the worst.
Oh my God, yeah, for sure.
But
vet on vet crime for sure.
What I was going to bring up is I find it interesting. Sorry, Jake, I know I cut you off, but I'm going to cut you off. You brought up a thought to me on your show last night, Ken, about if I show my daughter First Blood, the first Rambo movie, right? And he's walking in there, it's like, why is that sheriff being such a dick to him? I was like, okay, besides the book story about that sheriff being a Korean vet, but the attitude of vets in the early 80s was pretty piss poor coming out of Vietnam.
Right.
Reagan turned that around, you know, and throughout the 80s, we got that resurgence.
A little more respect.
Yeah. And then Desert Storm happened, all that other stuff. And ever since then, it's been really great. Now that you said GWAT's over, now we're going back slowly back into that negative perception by the civilian leaders, for one, trying to save a buck.
Right.
But that's filtering out. Now that's filtering out, especially like you said, since GWAT's done. So,
well, Marty, I don't think it helps that we're all like frustrated with politicians and governments, and we're out now have a platform to speak out about it.
Yeah.
Because we were held accountable for years, and all we want is a tiny bit of accountability in our leadership.
Sure.
And then we're like, what the hell are they doing up there? So we just look disgruntled and pissed off all the time.
all the time.
Right? And then we're not openly limping, and we're not openly like burping up freaking acid reflux all the time. You know, we're still reasonably, well, not me, I'm fat still, but we're still reasonably fit. So they're like, why are you 100%? What's wrong with you? You're just pissed off and grumpy and getting paid for it.
Well, I mean, one of the comments that I said on that response, because I had a lot of people attacking my post on X, and I said, well, let me know when corporations put rucksacks on their employees. And
give you a pair of boots and say they fit.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's frustrating to see, because it's hard for veterans to even, like, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, we were getting a bunch of rah, you know, we support the vets, and hey man, I had a family member who served, country music stars, pop singers, all singing about, I had family members, and now we have randos attacking other vets and saying you didn't do shit, or saying, why do you feel like you deserve this? I'm like, it almost like, I'm like Dr. Phil meme. What? You know, I can't believe, I'm like, I don't want to say, I'll say it. I don't want to sound like fucking conceited, but the disrespect, you know, it's just like,
it is. And you know what also feeds into that is that video of that guy you showed last night. So Eric and Jake, on his show, he was showing this video of a financial planner talking to a guy who was in the military for a short amount of time.
Yeah, Caleb Hammer. So
Caleb Hammer always hits.
Oh, you know that?
Every last one of you guys has got some sort of percentage.
Yeah, exactly. And what? So you didn't do anything? And I hate it when he goes, so you didn't do anything. I'm like, motherfucker, if I was on your show.
Dude, have you seen that guy from here down?
No.
He's 3 of me.
Oh, is he really?
Oh, he's 325 if he's not anything.
You know? Yeah. So where did he get that perception? That's the thing. You know what I mean? Where did he get that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Marty.
No. But now at the same time, you had a guy who was going to school for whatever reason. He got medically DQ'd, right?
Correct.
And how long was he in the school for?
Not even for 2 years, because I was thinking he was probably in nukes, or he was probably in something that lasted that long, because the only school that I know that is really long like that is nukes. And he was in Naval Reserve.
Intel's a long school.
Yeah, it could be into crypto stuff too. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But because he got that, he also got compensated.
Correct.
And that one's a little like, that one's a tough one.
Well, he said he had anxiety, and he had some
PTSD.
Now I said something had to have happened. One or two things. Something would have had to happen in training, or sexual assault. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that no one else wants to. Everyone else wants to. You know, they think PTSD. Well, look, you get a cornbread kid who's dealt with some adversity in the farm. He's not gonna stress too much when he's going through some shit. But you got a city kid, doesn't know what anything is like, and you want me to crawl into where, and I'm going to do this, and
never left the street.
Right. Yeah. And something happens, and that shakes him up. I didn't know the story, because like you were saying, Marty, he just seems to grab individuals that have, like, and also Jake, when he said, oh, you must have something. You must have something. I'm like, dude.
Now, to balance the equation, we've talked about this on this show too. I've also known guys who are like VA rats, and they're like, "Oh, I think I can go back and get 5% more from hearing."
Yes.
And you're like,
to be totally fair.
And they know the whole paperwork drill.
Yep.
And everything. And that was 10 years ago. I remember guys like
that. They're looking up the verbiage on the next level up, and then specifically complaining about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I must admit, I was pretty
home.
amused when
This
they
is
said what Ken said, your mental health now. Oh, I don't have it anymore up here. I
Yeah.
saw a guy get his toe ran over on the flight line loading an A-10, and I'm
That
dramatically.
was tragic, dude.
By the way, that was for you. Okay.
And Eric, you could just tell him to go use the relaxation chair. up
Oh
there.
my god!
Why are you so pissed about that stuff?
I was about to say, dude. But we okay. And as a matter of fact, people have used AI and people have done studies that it's like, I don't know, it's like what, 1%, 2%. It's a low percentage of that fraud. And when they do
It is.
but-
Yeah.
and when it's discovered, the VA will just go, no, you're not, we're
Right.
reducing your this, we're reducing. Now I understand, like, if you got your legs blown off or something like that, and the VA is saying, we're reducing your stuff because, for some reason they think their legs grow back or something like that. I don't know.
Right.
Or going to that Ingram policy with the hey, because of medications, because that's what I'm saying. It's like, oh, okay, well, we
Yeah.
gave you prosthetics, so you don't deserve whatever percentage you get.
We gave you a CPAP machine, so you don't need.
Yeah.
you
And
don't need
now
that.
people are like, well, is there a connection to veterans with sleep apnea? I know a lot of veterans who have sleep apnea than most civilians do. I mean, let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
The
of
number on that, is it service connected? I don't know what the science is behind that. But
I don't know. Sleeping an hour on a bundle of ammo,
and then having to
waking
wake
and
up.
going for 4 or 5 more.
Yeah, it's like their body's inclination to wake up suddenly.
Yeah.
Oh shit, what's going on? Am I missing formation? Am I where's my weapon? And you get that mentality. So
Yeah. Right.
But there's a lot of stuff the VA is never going to acknowledge, right? Like, how long did they knew for a fact Agent Orange was destroying
Yeah.
people, animals, everything it touched. And they're like, people dying left and right over
By
cancer.
the
And
time
they're like,
by the time they authorized that payout,
yeah.
I mean, shit, that was 30 years past the war.
A lot of guys had already gone.
They
man.
Yeah.
just waiting out the clock on it.
and now they're finding out that some some neurological orders like ALS, Parkinson's is now connected to it, and I'm like,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah.
Which means if there's some substances, just like as I don't want to say as crude or rudimentary as the defoliants, but how much, like you said, it's about the simple green and shit.
Yeah.
But all of a
Wait for
sudden,
that.
yeah, I'm waiting for the simple green, the pine oil,
Firefighting foam.
firefighting foam,
yeah,
exactly.
That's already out there. Yeah.
Solvents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
JPA,
Dude, one of my good friends got adult type 1 diabetes, which super freaking rare. It's like never happened. He's like, yeah, there's 3 missileers that I know that it got it also.
The missilers are fun.
They're like,
well, I'm about to say
no shit.
missileers and avionics radar dudes. I mean,
Oh,
I'm surprised they don't have like another arm growing out of their fucking ass or something.
Yeah,
like
Shit,
that.
we were talking about that guy who has a foundation for former F-14 Tomcat pilots.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? Because
Yeah,
the FLIR was right under their nuts.
Yeah, because
Like,
the systems that are there.
no
that's like-
children of any of it. So,
yeah.
But Ken, you're also talking to a guy in Jake who had 7 anthrax shots too.
No, I've got 9. They only
9.
numbered 8.
I'm about to say we were supposed to stop getting them.
Same thing. I got
I
them too.
was. and I
yeah, they
said
kept
that.
giving
I
my
was
it's like they
dude.
kept they kept giving
They're
my
like,
shit.
well,
So
I got my
maybe
I got
that's
my
okay. Maybe anthrax
6 or
is okay.
5, and then I kept deploying, and they're like, "You need
You're like,
more anthrax shots." I'm like,
Exactly.
"Guys, I don't need more." And they're like, "Are
Why
you
you want
denying
it? Yeah,
this?
yeah.
Are you declining this?" I'm like, "No, I'm not declining it."
Yeah.
I'm just saying, why do I need it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So the behavioral health stuff, and I did bring up the example, Marty, is that, like for instance, at Fort Bragg at Camp McCall, there is the Nasty Nick Special Forces obstacle course,
Right.
and that son bitch has tunnels that
That would be a
piping into that. I've known guys that will go in there and they're screaming and like, I can't do this, and then the safeties will go to the other side and have a flash like, hey, I'm right here, keep walking, keep crawling.
Right.
And you're literally in a small pipe. I mean, to me, obstacle courses are fun, but those guys were, that hit them. They just had a bad day.
Yeah, it's a claustrophobia.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Or
that you didn't know you had until
Right,
you
exactly,
get into
exactly.
a pipe.
Exactly.
Oh, I guess
So
that's
is that something you could connect to? I mean, I would say yes, because
Yeah, sure.
you know, we got guys that, you know, I mean, think about it. The pipe, it was like a freaking pipe. It was like
Right.
literally just that big. I mean, my fat ass, I'm like, it's I'm just going through. It's just like I'm back in the farm, freaking unplugging a freaking, you know, a ditch that had something down there. You know, do you smell it? Is it a dead animal? I don't know, Dad. You know, you're pushing on something to see what's gonna bite you or something like that. You got a flashlight stringing around, you know. So yeah, it's like I said, somebody who grew up in that type of environment, and not a big deal. But a city kid, freaking out and start throwing, you know, freaking, you know.
I mean,
you didn't do the tire on a rope thing.
Oh, see, the thing is,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. When they pull through like that, you gotta.
Just
There's a reason you have to hook it. You have to hook the tire up. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So everyone says, "Oh, you just go to the tire to do that." Yeah, but you have to be on the other end. You got to crawl through to connect the tire. And how do you think that fucking happens? You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
how's that rope get through there?
How does it get? Yeah, sometimes it's a chain or a cable.
Yeah.
But we didn't have some of the areas where we had irrigation. They weren't long enough to get plugged up. So it was a simple, all right, get in there, kid, and go in there. And, you know, I'm like, all right, shit, you know, and it's usually like, you know, fucking some drift or something like that came through from a rain, or a dead animal got stuck in there. So let's go unplug it and then crawl out. And then all of a sudden you feel the water rush in your face and all that. You gotta crawl, either you crawl back or you crawl forward. Well, yeah, you're closer to the end that you're trying to unplug. So you crawl forward, and then, you know, you can hear, you know, cause you got water hitting your face, and you're like trying to get through. Well, if I was claustrophobic, I would never want to go in a pipe again, right? I would never.
You should have got 20% just for that.
I say, hey, Dad, yeah, I would go.
Well, plus, you know, you didn't want to crawl out of that thing because your dad would beat your ass anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I guess I better go.
I guess, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but to go back, there's some stressors that happen in the military that are not common to any civilian world. Like,
that's right.
You always hear stories about guys, and you see it on TikTok. That's what I love about social media, is when someone likes to say, "Why do you veterans deserve this?" And then you scroll their timeline and you say, "Yeah, I got hurt, and not only did I get hurt, but I got workman's comp, and then they're going to pay me forever because I can't move my hand a certain way, and they're going to pay me and restitution and blah blah blah, and I got this big settlement." What the fuck you think it is for us? It's compensation, you know?
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a no-win, and it's just getting so negative. It's just so I don't know where this goes, except for more negative. To be honest,
I see the veteran community now starting to come together against shit talking civilians. that's what
that's good. Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing now. I'm seeing, you know, now, like I will post something about it to support. Hey, you don't know what the fuck happened. You don't know what somebody gone through, and a veteran that I will normally not discuss. I mean, I'll talk to them, but normally from the other side of the aisle, you know, left side of the aisle, right side. I'm kind of like in the middle anyway. So it's kind of like they will go, oh, hey, yeah, I agree with Ken. And then the same thing. They'll post the same thing. When you see veterans of both sides of the aisle and the center and whatever you want to, whatever political branch you want to stick with, when you see them start rallying together to tell civilians to shut the fuck up. And I don't like saying that because, I mean, these are our people. These are our, this will defend, you know what I mean? This is what we're here.
Yeah.
So it's hard. I hate telling, no, you don't understand. Well, then fine. You guys are just fucking freeloaders and blah, blah. All right. Then that's when I say, shut the fuck up. You don't.
Yeah.
You have a clue.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember I had a good friend. I've told this story before. I had a good friend. He's passed now. He was a Vietnam tunnel rat. And I remember talking with him for Swearing In podcast when I interviewed him. Mm-hmm. And I asked him when he got home, did he get that whole movie treatment of coming off the plane? He goes, no, not really. Some people did, but that really wasn't as prevalent as everything else. He goes, you know where I got the most shit? VFW. Because of World War II guys beat up on the Vietnam guys, who beat up on the Korea guys. And I was like, God damn, we are all worst enemy. I tell you.
Well, see, now I think the World War II guys, like some of that are still alive, the World War II guys, I think they're starting to like kind of tone it down a little bit. And the reason why I say that is because the argument is, the greatest generation. So you're trying to tell me that a guy who stormed the beaches of Normandy doesn't deserve the same compensation for an infantryman, even though he was a commo guy, or he was a clerk. They were all hitting the beach, and they knew that.
Yeah.
And so I think when they're seeing the younger veterans telling in their minds, "Oh, you little hippies," and then all of a sudden one of us goes, "Shut the fuck up!" Yeah, shut the fuck up. They're kind of like becoming more amiable to us, getting along. But you're right. It's the VFW. It's the VFW and what's the other one? The American Legion.
American Legion.
Yeah, Legion.
American Legion. I think they're starting to see that. I think we need the kids to and they would call us kids, but I think they would see the younger generation as a help to them, as opposed to being like almost like competent, like you were saying, right? It's like vet on vet crime. It's like almost a competent. It's like, you didn't suck enough. I'm like, dude,
right?
We weren't.
Right.
I wasn't attacking Germany when I deployed. I was in Iraq.
Yeah. Big difference.
Well, shit.
Well,
Eric,
a lot of those places are dying off too. That's they.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
A couple
We
of
just had
younger
the
vets
last
go in there and they get verbally abused, and you're like, "Who the fuck are you guys?
Mhm.
Come on."
Yep. I'm not dealing with your shit.
Eric, did you ever deal with that? I mean, I know you went Urgent Fury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went down to Urgent Fury. Did you have, when you came back, do you have any guys tell you like, that was nothing, that you shouldn't have? I know you got shot at, but that
Other than
still was nothing, right?
Well, I'm sure you guys remember there was a big snafu about how many decorations that were presented
Oh yeah, I do,
during
because
Urgent
that was-
Fury.
because we hadn't had anything up until then for a while. So
Yeah.
Right.
So I got a little flack over a decoration.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really? From another vet or yeah. See?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
Well, there
it,
you go.
it's not as recognized. Where you've got a Bronze Star. What did you do in Grenada?
Yeah.
that's-
You got man, let's not get down that, because the Bronze Stars back in World War II didn't have V devices. So if you got a bronze star for landing on Normandy, you deserve that. That was the bronze star. It wasn't fucking given to a field grade for sitting in the fucking talk and buy app.
that's exactly it.
It was a fucking, during the invasion. Matter of fact, like what, 26 years now, we invaded Iraq now for OIF. When those wards came out at first, fuck yeah, dude. Cabs and CIBs and Silver Stars and Bronze Stars. You had to like do some shit to get a V.
And then all you had to do is be a high-ranking sitting in the freaking
Yeah.
cab.
And
you're like, dude, you didn't even offense,
you
but
didn't even go on a patrol.
the freaking VFW back home is named after a lieutenant that got a Bronze Star, and then you didn't. Like the only time
you went to
avoided Eric
Homestead.
is-
What are you talking about? How do you get a Bronze Star go to Homestead?
Freaking Tampa
There's
State.
not much of a comparison
Yeah, exactly.
because I've got a V with mine, but then the military, the Air Force, gives me a letter that said, though the act was in line with requirements of the Bronze Star, does not meet the requirements of the 10% early retirement pay.
Oh,
So I did not get.
So you got all the check boxes.
I got a Bronze Star with a
no
V,
money.
but you don't get that 10% retirement.
See, that's the thing. And that's another thing too, Eric. Back in the day, like
Asterisks.
for every
with
up
the
and up,
asterisks.
for up and up, you got something for those awards. And like Jake was saying, it's like now you got what took like 3-4 years when all the field grades started getting all those flowing of freaking Bronze Stars. Right off the bat. And so now everyone who's got Bronze Stars that did the invasion, and they got cabs and CIBs and stuff, they're so what did you do? I was a part of the chalk and I set up all the networking for this. I'm like, okay, yeah, but what did you do? Oh, I was just setting up. Yeah, but did you go on a patrol? Did you do an assault? Did you do something?
Did you carry a weapon?
Yeah. Were you firing up some people, or
Yeah.
well, trouble tickets?
It was leaning, trouble tickets, and my gun was leaning out.
I was in the combat zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's talk about the combat zone, right?
Good.
Let's talk about the combat zone.
Oh, the Flyers love that combat zone.
yeah,
man.
like-
They'd be
yeah.
like, boop, tax-free bitches.
Tax-free bitches, and even in politics. I mean, come on, JD Vance, vice president, was in Iraq, and people was like, "Well, he wasn't in a combat zone, dude. It's Iraq. Iraq is combat zone.
The whole
It's
thing was right.
yeah. So it's like, hey, I think there's now it's just getting so nitpicky. So it's
Now we're doing the same thing. We're shit talking all.
I
over.
know.
now we're doing it. Yeah. Now we're doing
I'm
good on
cussing a
Dick
Bronze
Cry.
Star license plate in front of me, like
Yeah.
K-Ock, bitch.
Where's your doom? Yeah, exactly.
Now, see,
Oh man,
that's,
doing it like
that's
chaos.
something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do the whole Bronze Star. I've seen them on plates, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
You need
Yeah,
one.
right. I hear you. I mean,
And I wouldn't compare my Bronze Star with valor to a Bronze Star guy like Ken said from Vietnam or freaking Iraq. I mean,
I learned my lesson early. Now, this is a very minor example of pure crime, right? So I go through jump school in '87. I came back. I put the little sticker on my car, and I was like,
Oh,
"Fucking A,"
you put
right?
the airborne
They're
on,
like,
right? Yeah.
and I got so much shit. I was the next day I was out there. Like,
Yep.
Never mind.
You got at least
Never
pull, yeah,
mind.
Never mind.
you got at least have had a couple jumps, combat
I
equipment,
was
mass
like,
tack.
wow, and that was right early in my career, and I was like, holy shit,
Yeah.
man, you gotta be careful around these motherfuckers.
but then at the same time, when I'm hiding and rounds are popping all around me,
Yep. That
who else is
Bronze
getting
Star
that done?
pretty goddamn deserved.
Yeah.
That
it's like,
asterisk is really kind of annoying.
yeah, where's my 10%, damn it?
The military went so wrong with that, how they did the awards, this and like that. It just now.
It was at a point it was rank oriented.
Yeah. Even
yeah.
when the Army, most of the military services would put out a message or a regulation, do not add rank. This is not a criteria. It's still happening.
Oh, it's still a criteria.
And then we go in, we do a quick snatch and grab with a Venezuelan president. The next, we got medals of honor coming out the ass. Like, holy shit!
Oh, we're throwing
Quick.
those out. Damn.
Yeah, it's like so. I don't want to disrespect the Medal of Honor guys, but be like, so how'd you get your Medal of Honor?
Yeah.
Well, and good on Trump. He's upgrading a bunch. He's recognizing the stuff. It probably should have been recognized, but maybe it gets so. It's almost like remember when the Purple Heart, Association. What was that? 4 or 5? It was several years ago, and they were really making this huge push to try to rescind some of these Purple Hearts. And I was like, whoa,
isn't that why they became no longer the Order of the Purple Heart no longer became a VSO? Isn't that some sort of scandal?
Yes, I think it was all on the tail end of that.
Yeah,
right?
it's like they were decertified or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, they were going hard after
what was considered a Purple Heart and what is not considered a Purple Heart. Like right now, the guys and gals that got hit and killed in all these drone strikes.
Those 4 or 5 or what?
6, like 6, yeah, 6, and then some wounded
6,
and all that.
Right. Yeah.
But so now you're saying that Purple Hearts that they're going to get means nothing. I'm just kind of curious what would be the criteria from the order.
So frustrating.
Yeah,
it's going down a dark road.
Your life has ended for your country. Here is your Purple Heart, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, that's why they got us to point these things out, right? That was a great. Let's go. Let's just jump the stories. I thought the rifle thing about. God, I really want to show you that story about the rifle. Though, have you heard of that Smash site? The Smash site developed by.
We're talking about any weapon can create shooting.
Yes, but you know what it does, and we'll save it, but. You pull the trigger and hold the trigger, right? And then you track the target, and then it tells you it decides when the bullet goes.
Oh,
yeah, it's crazy. It's all this
stay on target. Stay on target.
Because I want to get to another WTF Nation discussion, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into this story here, right? This is from military.com. Now, as I read down through this story, Ken, there was a time when Jake and I were working in the Space Center that when you were working midnights or you work on weekends, you could play a DVD, right?
Yes.
You could play a movie.
Yep.
And so people were burning movies like left and right. We had this huge, it would stamp, it would never leave the work center. Once it was in, that was it. It could never come back out, right? We had this huge wallet of just hundreds of movies. And some dick goes, hey, this one doesn't have a proof stamp on it. And he went back up to the front desk. They shredded every movie. Like, what?
Oh, my God.
This is what this sounds like. This story sounds like that when I get into reading about who reported it, right? So from military.com, a picture of Jesus Christ firing a mortar was allegedly found at an army base. Ken, I hope you're going to illuminate us on this.
No pun intended.
A poster showing the image of Jesus Christ firing a mortar was recently discovered on a U.S. Army base, resulting in new concerns about the potential link between military operations and religion as it pertains to the ongoing campaign in Iran. Let me show you this picture real quick. Or let me show you those at home. This picture real quick. That's so good. Mortar Jesus.
That's right. Respect Mortar Jesus.
Not even wearing a helmet or a flag vest.
You
Come
know,
on.
he doesn't need it. He doesn't need it.
Let's
Hey,
go.
he's okay.
The Almighty doesn't give a shit. He's chucking.
Yeah, dude. His beard looks better with gunpowder in it.
We just want to know if he's dropping it for fire for effect. That's what we really want to know.
Oh, or
Or does
Loom,
he
that's
have
why-
to ready? Does he have to bracket in? What's he got?
Well, I mean, because he's got John, and he's got his apostles behind him too. So they're probably humping and putting the cheese charges on the rounds.
There we go.
So my biggest thing is that, and I'm gonna we're probably gonna upset a lot of people here, so I don't care. But the whole look, we always talk about
Wait. Before you do that, let me read to you
Go for it.
what the email said that this NCO sent off. So
Yep.
one headquarters moved out, got replaced by another headquarters. Some NCOs, one NCO in particular, say, "Hey, look at this Mortar Jesus up here." So he sent an email off to the Military Religious Freedom Foundation.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
And then a part of this email, this guy said, "This really concerned me that the previous unit would have something like this, especially considering the reports of commanders in the Middle East telling their soldiers that the war with Iran is a holy war and God has anointed Trump to bring about the apocalypse," he wrote. He concluded by saying the military should not be, quote unquote, taken over by these Christian nationalists. So that was the email he sent off to bring this whole thing to light. Right?
All because of Mortar Jesus?
All because of Mortar Jesus.
Mortar Jesus.
with that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, don't be hating on Mortar Jesus. He's a Chuck. So here's my thing: is this went out? This was posted last May.
Yeah.
And so
Before all this shit.
Yeah, before all the stuff kicked off. So it's the resurgence of I mean, I'll say it, it's fucking crybaby politics because you don't like who's in charge.
Yeah.
And that's basically what it was. It was sent in, and we were laughing about it. We're like, holy shit, this is Mortar G. Because there's always that military joke. Like, oh man, that dude, that dude's so old. That's when Christ, he was so old, when Christ was a corporal.
Christ was a corporal, right?
Yeah, he's so old, Jesus was a squad leader. So it was it's military humor. It's one of those things where you're like, you expect that kind of humor. And the thing is that it crossed all levels of religious beliefs. We had when that was posted, we had, how come you didn't put LDS Jesus, or how come you didn't put whatever Jesus? All these other how come you didn't put Black Jesus or Korean Jesus? Because Korean Jesus was posted. It was some stuff. It was a news story that came out about North Korea pulling their crap, and so somebody sent us in, hey, post this under the article with Korean Jesus, and it's. It's a Korean, looking like Jesus. And it said, holy shit. And dude, the comments below that had in Korean and the rock military. And so the Koreans were sending us all this K-pop stuff. Jesus, making it was freaking hilarious. I mean, so they thought it was funny. And then of course, then there was a couple of, Black soldiers that had their Facebook. How come you didn't put Black Jesus on there? So they posted Black Jesus. And I'm like, dude, it was freaking hilarious. I'm gonna have to send you guys the memes on that one. Because yeah, and that's what it was. Again, joke, Chuck Jesus, Mortar Jesus, do not judge or you'll be judged, referencing Matthew 7. So it was to us, come on. I mean,
it was great.
Christ is a corporal, right? So, and what was his MOS? 11 Charlie. He's a Chuck,
Chuck.
Just going on. Well, they sent off like a little, and you can always tell when it's their underlings or their little agents, this group. We think it was somebody like, hey, who sent that pic? We're like, what?
Oh, here we go. And that you've got to already know, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, we don't. I mean, WTF moments, everything in the WTF moment sphere, to include Space Force WTF, but our inbox is sanctity. No one will ever know who sent that information, and guys like us will sit there and talk shit about it, right? Well, whatever.
It's what we do best.
And the thing is, just like the Air Force Airman Senior NCO page, you guys see that guy, and you had some staff sergeant or some tech sergeant or some super duper commander chief or whatever the hell it is, just decided to say, "You will take this down. This is a violation." And he responded with like, "Hey, have an Air Force Day."
Yeah,
and so
I love those responses.
So, yeah,
as soon as
it's
some
the
dude
same
comes in, he's like, "This is not proper.
this is not professional.
Everybody,
Yeah, why don't you and of course the feeders on the bottom, you got the freaking comments on the bottom. So when we posted that, we didn't really think much about it. We got a couple of pokes and prods and, hey, where'd you get that from? Who'd you send that? What was this? And we're like, fucking
so good.
we're not gonna tell you guys shit, but everyone, I mean, like I said, we didn't think much about it. And then all of a sudden we see the article. When you sent me the article, I'm like, dude, that article was in our article rotator. Like we were going to post it anyway. So,
were you really?
Yeah.
Good,
So it was like
good.
already in our rotator, but it was just when I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, he's got the article. So again, it's just, it's one of those things that right now we're so politically charged. Everything is so charged that everything that happened 4 or 5 years ago, it was because of what Hegseth said or because of what Trump's doing. I'm like, dude, like, had nothing to do with it. It was a joke. It's a meme. And it didn't offend anybody at all that sent it, because we asked, hey, what do you guys think about it? I was like, oh my God, it's hilarious, blah blah. And then it was a unit that moved, and it was just like, man, and then the curl, the pearls are clutching, and you have do you think that hi, I'm a reporter with so and so. Do you think that the military is really? We're like, what are you fucking talking about? Where's this coming from?
Right. It just looked like such an opportunity. Let's jump on the Armageddon stuff. Let's jump on the we're Christian right stuff. Let's jump on.
Yeah, exactly. White Christian nationalists. Blah, blah. I'm like, dude, we've been like, I don't know, the evangelicals been predicting our doom since I've been alive.
100 years.
Yeah, exactly. So Jesus is gonna come. All right, second coming. Yep. Okay, next guy comes up. And then all of a sudden you hear about a pastor or a preacher that has got like a specific date happening.
Yeah.
And then next it doesn't happen, and they're like, well, Jesus works in mysterious ways. And you're like, shut up, dude. So it's like, it just makes me mad that somebody brought that up that was posted last year and decided to fast forward it in these current news cycles into this, and it has literally nothing to do with it.
All in the family, the Jeffersons. It's all going to come back around, man. You can chuckle, laugh at them guys back in the 70s, but you can't do it now.
Yeah, exactly.
The Military Religious Freedom Foundation founder and president Mickey Weinstein, in remarks provided last Friday to military.com, called it a flagrant display in a working area space of headquarters of a U.S. military combat battalion. He claimed it, quote, viciously violates a slew of Department of Defense directives, instructions, and regulations, specifically referring in part to Joint Ethics Regulation, DOD 5500.07-R. He said is a prima facie violation of the No Establishment Clause of the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights of the U.S. Constitution. And to me, it sounds like he's looking to get his name out there.
Oh yeah. And we're not gonna talk to anybody. We're not gonna entertain this because most of our symbols, most of our heraldic items that we have in the military have God, in God we trust, or praise God. So a lot of it, only but God, I solemnly swear, affirm to God, blah, 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 whatever, everything's added on there. So he's got a lot, but the guy's got a long way to go. But for this right here, it didn't upset anybody. It was we didn't post this as a, oh, look at this. This is
Christians rise up.
Yeah, exactly that. Put your Jesus fish on your freaking car right now,
Followed by a mortar symbol.
Yeah, exactly. Followed by some chucks, bam, I'll give me some smoke, almighty. But yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was across. Come on, the military's got
fishes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The military's got a dark sense of humor as it is, and you'll find it. The most of it is everyone was happy. Everyone didn't care. Nobody thought about it.
Well, I hope it dies of disinterest. It's crazy. Yeah, it was from May 3rd, 2025.
Yeah.
So, and they just published that that article a couple days ago. So
Take it into War Department, into Hexeth's office, and tell me he doesn't laugh.
Well, that's true.
Tell me
It
he
does
doesn't
help.
one-on-one.
Yeah.
Tell me he doesn't laugh.
Yeah, or hell, I bet you give it to Biden right now. It'd be like, what do you think about this? He'd probably laugh too.
Yeah, he'd
You have to
chuckle.
tell him who it is, though.
He's like, man, he's got sniffable hair, boys.
yeah.
My hair looks good.
America.
That reminds me, I should invite him out for lunch tomorrow. Let's.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I know him. He played in that Christian band.
Stand up, Jesus. Stand up.
Exactly. I'm so glad that we allowed the military to have standards with beards. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And, it is so. I mean, just a couple of years ago, just watching him in front of the mill, watching him trip at the what was the Air Force Academy?
Yeah, it was Air Force Academy. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's just like holy cow, how far we've come. So that's good. That's good. Maybe Hexeth isn't the right guy, but he's got the right message out there. So, what do you think? Department of War? Just out of curiosity.
Too
much?
Here's the thing. It's like just when I joined. I signed a contract, 1989, December 1989. Okay, so all the presidents up until then, Roger that, three backs full. You could call it the Army. You could call it, Sand Force, Space Force, Dirt Force, whatever you want to call it. Department. It doesn't. To me, it was like one of those things where I'm apolitical. That's what the bosses want. That's what the bosses get. Whatever. It was at one time. My personal thoughts about it. It was already called the Department of War once, and so
I agree.
So it was almost like if you were cool and happy with changing all the base names, then you're cool and happy. You should be cool and happy about the way, just the way the bosses are. I mean, just the way it is. The boss is the boss. Hemming and hawing about it, making that the issue shouldn't be the main issue. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, Department of War, get the troops charged up. It's really funny is that the Army has gone back to a uniform that was from the time of the Department of War. And so to have the Army, 40s. Everybody go to have the Army go, oh, we're going back to this new uniform, the pinks and greens and the AGSU. Oh, we're looking good. Yeah, right. It's just like nostalgia and all that. Yeah. Well, then why are you getting mad when nostalgia comes back from somebody? What is it? Because you don't like them or what? It's the same thing, So again, I'm indifferent to it, period. It's just
politics.
Yeah, exactly. All politics.
Fair enough.
I didn't have to. I mean, when we were young Joes, we didn't care who the freaking was in charge. It was like,
no, especially when we were in. I barely knew who the president was.
Or you didn't know who the Secretary of Defense was, because if you did, then you really screwed up or something happened.
Or the secretary of your own branch.
Right.
That's
yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
No idea.
It's like,
who's his name?
I don't know.
He's the guy in the wall. Who? Jesus? No, just kidding. So yeah, exactly.
Ammo Jesus?
Yeah, is it Ammo Jesus?
He's in the chain.
Yeah, Ammo Jesus, or are you talking about Mortar Jesus?
How come Jesus is never in a support role? How come he's not truck Jesus? It's like,
well, there is one meme where there's a guy. Somebody got a pencil Jesus. Drawing. Somebody got a pencil drawing of that one soldier that jumped into Kurdistan during the invasion. He's got his head down. And he's all sucking like that. And then Jesus puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "Lift your head up and pull fucking security." Yeah. There's security Jesus. You know what I mean? So it's like it's basically. And again, look, man, how could you get upset? And if anything else, the individuals who are talking about the flagrant display and this is and look, we're making fun of Jesus. So if anything else, you should be laughing too.
Yeah, you want Mortar Allah?
Yeah. Ooh, no.
You're definitely going in trouble on that one.
Yeah, let me defend myself with my AER propaganda. Make sure you don't.
I want staff duty Jesus. That's who I want. Staff duty Jesus. You got to come back in. You got to sign off leave in front of staff duty Jesus.
Yeah.
Give him,
travel.
You guys remember the Siege of Firebase Gloria? Did you ever see that movie?
Yes, you always talk about Siege.
Yes.
You haven't mentioned Siege of Firebase Gloria in a while.
Cuts the heads off. The VC cut two of his troops' heads off, and he goes, "This is what happens when you were a non-believer in my army, and I don't care if it's Buddha, Allah, God, whoever, you will believe in something." And I was like, man, that's awesome.
I want to
That's
see
Eric's
Mess
favorite.
Sergeant Jesus. I want to see, the
Mess
the head of the DFAC Jesus. Why did you put me on Hots and Cots? My lord.
To be fair, that's an old Korean lady, Jesus.
Yeah. We're all gonna burn.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. Everybody like, hey, you
Yeah.
remember episode 98?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was like, I didn't think you'd watch that.
There he's,
Nope,
he's,
watch
there-
it. So,
he's
yeah.
sitting there showing you on your phone your memes. What's that?
Oh man, that was a good one, though, buddy.
Yeah,
You know that was a good one.
exactly.
Good call.
Ken, we usually wrap these up with what we've been calling unheralded history. So we're taking history that's out there that doesn't get all the big play. Right. Usually these guys do a pretty good job, but neither one of them have anything today. So.
I got something.
Oh, you do? Oh,
Yeah,
I
man,
failed miserably.
Yeah, Eric failed, but he was flying
Come
back.
on, Eric.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. History failed.
I've got one too. So this is just your time to sit back and make comments. But
Got it.
No. He should be
mine's-
the judge of your two histories tonight.
That's
Make
true.
him the judge.
All right, Jake. Is yours judge worthy? Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
It's
I
a
guess
person.
not.
it's
Uh,
judgeable. You can judge whatever the fuck you
I
want.
got mine's from World War II. How about you?
Mine is a long history. It started in World War II, and then it's an individual that retired and
You know what?
made it into the 80s.
I will admit, Jake's are usually better than all of ours because he puts a little spin on them. So,
Yeah.
let's just do Jake's. Let's just do yours, man.
Oh,
Let's go ahead. What do you got?
all right. Eloise Page, also known as the Iron Butterfly. She is old school CIA. Like, started working with Wild Bill Donovan, the predecessor OSS guy, and
Oh.
worked with him as kind of an admin role, but continued to work for the CIA until from more than 40 years.
Okay.
And first female in a lot of roles in the CIA. So she was started with Wild Bill Donovan, and then he saw potential in her, and she learned a lot of the espionage and worked her way up to OSS and worked through what was called X2 during the final years of World War II. In 45, she was sent to Brussels, and she was like, okay, you're still in the OSS, but you run all the post-war operations and cleanups in Belgium. And first female to do any of this, right? And when the OSS disbanded in 45, she transferred over. She was one of the first few to transfer over and become CIA.
Damn.
Throughout her 4-decade career, she got to the rank of the ranks of the DO, which is the Director of Operations, which is kind of the intel gathering, kind of sketchy side of the CIA, like intel collection.
Sketchy side of the CIA.
Yeah. And so the funny thing is if you see this lady, she is 100% a Southern gal. She wore her dresses and her white gloves to work all the time.
Whoa.
She consistently, anytime she was at home and close by, she would constantly go and teach Sunday school at her church. Yeah, never married,
All-around good spy.
never had kids, right?
Yeah.
And she never left the CIA until she retired. She was the first station chief, overseas station chief, first female overseas station chief.
Damn.
To ever get got assigned to it in Greece during the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
The head of the station chief that was in Greece prior to her had been assassinated 2 years earlier. And it was vacant for all that time. And they're like, what about Miss Page? She's pretty hardcore. And they're like, yeah, give it to her. Like, so she got assigned that role. After she retired, she made it higher than that. But also after she retired, she went on to teach at the intelligence college. She went on to consult with the Defense Intelligence Agency, and
Damn.
her lanyard, her ID badge, is actually in the CIA museum.
Oh,
So,
wow.
I just want to sit down
Damn.
and have a freaking beer with this lady, or some fried green tomatoes, or whatever the hell she wants.
Right.
Oh, the other cool part is never had kids, never married, but anywhere she would go, she would bring her golden retrievers. She's like, these are my babies. They're going with me.
Hell yeah.
How hardcore do you have to be?
Well, I'm about to say,
a petite, white glove Southern lady, and the CIA is like, did you bring her dogs? You better fucking bring her dogs.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Right.
I could just imagine that would be like the first. I guess she'd be the first cat lady, but with dogs or something like that.
Yeah.
Working for the CIA. I mean, no kids. So I mean, she wasn't married, right? So she
Nope.
and so it's like
just full dedicated to the trade craft.
Exactly, dude. We talk about a little bit at SWIC too about her role.
Oh yeah,
nice. Yeah, and so she's pretty. I mean, she is a big deal in that in that realm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to push some kind of movie about her, but that probably they really tight hold on everything. Yeah. It's not like she's she put a book out or anything like that.
And they'd fuck it up.
They would.
It's like nowadays you can't even. Yeah. Oh, this would be a great movie, and then the movie comes out, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Let's make her from the inner city instead.
Exactly.
She's closeted lesbian the whole time.
That's exactly. Oh my god, exactly.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, they probably would screw that story up. What's her name? Eloise. What?
Eloise Page.
Eloise Page. You did study her at the Special Warfare Center.
It was. We always talked about like techniques, procedures, and stuff like that, and that topic would come up. Her, some of the other individuals that have, that were back in the OSS in World War II, because Ghost Army, PSYOP, all that soft stuff.
Yeah, right.
It's all interconnected, and the CIA at the time in its infancy, I would say that was probably when it was coolest. You know what I mean? That was when it was really. Yeah, I don't know, more dirt assignment. Yeah, more covert, more dirt assignments, more, more innovative tech. They're actually out there doing some shit with the partisans and stuff like that. At the time with the OSS. So yeah, it's that to me it fascinates me more than what the fuck's going on now. Whatever the modern CIA. I would say up until like maybe this, like towards the end of the Cold War is where my interest on the CIA is more about, because it's more this cloak and dagger spy stuff.
When did Bush Sr. get there? I mean, he was a pilot. He flew in a war. He got out of the war, but I don't know when Bush Sr. started getting into his intel stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't know either specifically. Yeah, I don't know exactly.
I mean, he was big into that, right?
He was part of it. Yeah, I mean, he was involved in. I don't know exactly. But yeah, we like I said, most of the stuff that heralded from the OSS Society, also the OSS Society on their Facebook page and stuff, like they talk about. Some of the pioneers and some of the old school ways of doing stuff. I just feel like, to me, it's that's real intel. You mean you're parachuting behind enemy lines to to fucking fuck up some krauts, and then then you come back and report, and then next like you said, man, she was like, oh, well, how you doing today? Bless your heart.
Totally I can't make that appointment. I got Sunday school.
I got my dogs. Anyone gonna feed my dogs? I gotta go do something. And the next she's gone and she's out, assassinating motherfuckers.
And 12 people were killed today.
Yeah, exactly.
There was an old, I don't know if you remember, but there was an old Saturday Night Live skit where they were making fun of Reagan, right? And he would be like in the Oval Office. He'd be like, hello, he'd do all his shaky. I don't really know anything. And then they shut the doors. He's like, all right, tell me what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. It was like all an act. I'm going to tell you what, I honestly thought that way with Biden. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
man.
that would be the perfect front.
I'll be
wouldn't
honest
it?
with you, man. I was thinking about. I was like, "There's no way this guy's fucking. There's no way this guy's fucking. There's no way this guy's."
That would
this
be a
way."
perfect front.
And then you didn't have to worry about Kamala Harris. Everybody saw it. Jesus Christ, you fucking woo. Look, hate or love this administration. Oh, we dodged a fucking bullet with fucking. With what could have happened. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
Mortar, Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, but I'm saying, but most of the older Pioneer OSS, I mean, there's like Wild Bill Donovan was the freaking. It was almost like almost like George Lucas creating Star Wars. Like, how do you get this out of your mind and put it on paper to do
I don't really
it?
know. I know you mentioned him, but should we know that name? Should we know that guy? I don't really know what Wild Bill Donovan did.
Oh, he was like the old school generator of the OSS. Like,
he
he's like,
was. All
we
right.
need this. The
Like the
Brits are
first
doing
super
something.
spot.
Yeah, the Brits are doing something like this. I'm gonna bring it to the States.
Okay.
And
All
he
right.
started like working with the Brits, doing all that trade craft. Started the OSS. Started the freaking.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the CIA wasn't even around, and he was the guy that was like laying the template for it. He's a stud.
The leeway they got is always amazing to me, right? Like all these unheralded histories, like the fact that
anything they want.
The Fastest Man or any of those guys are like, well, I'm going to experiment on myself. You don't give me approval, I'm going to try this on myself. And the fact that the military nowadays will give you an Article 15 for a freaking
oh my god,
second-degree sunburn, destruction of military property.
Ken, we did the story about the guy who developed the high-altitude parachute.
Yeah.
And they're just like, go ahead, see how high you can go up there and jump out.
Yeah.
Try it out, man.
If you splat, we'll pick you up.
Yeah,
don't worry about your tender.
Sometimes I wish the Army, I would say the military in its innovation cycles would have like they have like a regular unit or something like that. And then you Wild Bill Donovan. All right, here's what we need you to do. We need you to get this parachute, and we want you to fucking use this parachute. By the way, this parachute, we don't know if it's going to fucking open, but here's what's going to happen. And then you hook this thing up, and you're going to fucking jump. And then when you jump, you're going to go behind the scenes, and you're going to plant these fake newspaper messages all over Europe. What am I going to do? Yes, if you get caught, don't worry. You got these hidden guns inside your suitcase. I'm like, what?
But I think back then,
buddy.
it was the guy who came up with the idea who's telling him what he was going to do.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'll do.
Yeah, because you had
down, and I'll go and distribute these leaflets, and then I'll swim out in the ocean. You pick me up, and everything will be good. It's like what?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Right?
That's a good plan A.
Do little raids. Best case scenario, we crash in China.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Wait. Worst case scenario. Oh, we get bombed way up in the Arctic.
And take this lady with you. Who is this? Oh, how you doing? I'm gonna go to church. We gonna go eat a couple dogs. What?
But nowadays, you got guys who are like, well, if I'm going to land in China, am I going to get paid for that? Is there compensation for me?
Is that tax free? Is that tax free?
Is that per diem? Am I going to get per diem for that?
Yeah.
All right, you're out.
He's like, what's the per diem?
Yeah, exactly.
GSA. Well, we talked about Colonel Stapp, the fastest man. He was a flight surgeon.
Yeah.
That would experiment on himself with the rocket sled and the slowing down. And he knew for a fact he was going.
Right.
He was gonna go blind for a minimum amount. He's like, I might just fully go blind. I don't know. So he was practicing for a couple of days before he did this experiment on himself around his apartment. He's like just blindfolding himself and walking around his apartment. He's like, yeah, I can be blind. I'm good. I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this out.
Yeah.
Let me see what happens.
And nobody's gonna be like, hey, Colonel, you yeah, man, I got it.
Yeah,
I've already tried
drugs that were given to him in 51.
My apartment's blind man friendly.
Let's go.
Yeah, well, I mean, had Go Faster pills back in the day were pretty prevalent in World War II. Those guys,
buddy.
Yeah, they were a lot more. They're a lot better than Rippets.
Yeah, really.
They're bringing them back, boys.
Ken, tell us what's going on with WTF Nation, man. What should we all know about it?
Well, I mean, some of the stuff that we talked already, I mean, it's growing. WTF Nation Radio is growing. WTF Nation is going to go. We're going to have more sites come out. We're going to have more. We're going to have some Substack get published.
Substack.
Yeah, it's more so like, because we'll have something that comes in the inbox that I think would be a good article to write that no other article can, no other, I would say, news outlet can do. Yeah. So we want to encourage writing within the military. So, hey, look, you want to write about it? Fucking
yeah.
We'll guest on our Substack, and we're good to go. That seems to be more the way writers and opinion stuff are starting to go to, anyways. I mean, there's a lot of sites that are starting to move to the Substack theme of opinion writing and stuff like that. And then WTF Nation Radio is growing. I mean, now we got they got seven shows a week. One for every day.
Nice.
And we're moving to and I don't want to, probably going to get those religious anti-religious people pissed off, but we're going to have like Sundays is going to be like the well-being day.
Oh,
so what we do, we post every Sunday, we'll post like a buddy check. Hey, here's all the numbers, if you have feeling, whatever, call this number, suicide stuff and all that. Well, we have an actual doctor. We have a doctor, a therapist, that comes on and does her stuff. She'll come on and talk about stuff. People will go in there. She's got an email, the reset at WTFNationRadio.com, where you can send her anything. It'll be 100% completely confidential, even though we won't even know what you're getting. And then she'll read the questions on air. Completely anonymous.
Nice.
And we're going to do a spiritual one. So we're, going to have maybe a chaplain or two come on about, spiritual, feel good Jesus stuff, and
we got the perfect patron saint for that.
Yeah. Who's that? Mortar Jesus?
No.
We have a patron
Saint Gemma. The patron saint of back pain.
Patron saint of lower back pain. The patron saint of Space Force.
You didn't see our show. We were trying to pitch her to the Space Force to have her as the patron saint of the Space Force.
Yeah.
Because they sit on their ass so much. You got to have
lumbar
somebody
support, baby. You gotta get that lumbar support.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because the physical wellness portion of it, because we're going to have mental wellness, spiritual wellness, and physical wellness on Sundays. So that's the next show. So we're going to have, people like to do that yoga shit, or, do the mind body centering stuff and all that, how to get some fitness in and all that. And that's going to be on Sunday. So that's something we're kind of like going into more, to where, WTF moments, that's the page where, the memes and the jokes and stuff like that. I also want to say we're going legit. I mean, it's by having a Substack, by having the podcasts, more, and that way I
know you're out. You do your live broadcasts over on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can see all the broadcasts replayed over on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of your shorts on YouTube, so you're finally starting to put some of that out.
Yep.
Where else are you at? Are you on X?
We're on X. Yeah. WTF Nation Radio is all the podcast stuff is on WTF Nation Radio. And so WTF Nation Radio on X has all of it. And it's really sad that live video, we prefer to do live long format, type of
I know
show.
you've been trying to get us to do.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I've
known you.
Yeah, I'll let you guys, you space people do your space things and all that. Well, I get it.
We like a lot of post production.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's really tough to get a timeline together to get people to come in. I mean, you guys do it. It's like 3 people, once and shit. It's like, holy crap. Or like me, a guest co-host too.
Right.
So it's like, holy crap, and it's hard. So I understand that. We prefer that, but Facebook Live Facebook will no longer hold your videos past 30 days. So once that's why we're focusing on the other platforms. So that's kind of like making our, the bread and butter type of stuff. So all the opinion stuff, all the discussion is going to be YouTube, is going to be on X, which X is hilarious. Like sometimes we won't do good on Facebook, and then somebody will like, you guys don't really do stuff live. And then you look at the views, and after about a day, and it's already got 8, 9, 10,000 views because people, obviously passed it around or watched. But X is instantaneous. You'll be on there, and you could see you have 200-300 people on there while you're broadcasting on X.
Well, I'm going to start an X page for us, so then we can share each other
That's cool.
like good buddies do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Don't affiliate yourself with us.
What are you talking about? We're you guys are the space station. We're on the ground. You
We
guys
are
the
the space.
Yeah, you guys-
WTF
Originals.
yeah, you guys are the orbital battle station of WTF moments. So yeah, you guys are.
Hey, did you see that? Did you see the new NASA director said, no, we're not going to have a lunar orbit station. We're putting it on the moon, baby.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Well,
I
We're
mean,
going to repurpose everything and go like, going to the moon.
Well,
Well,
Yeah.
because they heard China was going there. And they're like, oh, we got to go there first. So,
I'll be honest with you. After seeing a lot of stuff that's been happening in all these conflicts that are happening, we're starting to see more where the tech is at. I don't think China's like. I mean, like I said, the raid in Venezuela had a lot of Chinese equipment, and it didn't really perform.
Didn't scare
like-
anybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's it. That's all you guys got is this. So yeah, it's. I don't want to say that, and then I'm trying to I'm
oh, well,
knocking
yeah,
on wood
right.
now.
Oh,
I don't want to say that, and next freaking
Oh, look at this shit we got. And they're like,
it's like shit. Thanks, Ken. You fucking blabbed the
Whoever's
shit
passing intel to Iran is doing a good job, though.
out. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, look how individuals have gotten with social media and apps. And anyways, like I said, one of the stories that I was reading, the French ship that got
Yeah.
busted on doing a fitness app.
because he's logging his runs.
He's logging his runs, and it's funny because you can see the little swirlies. He's the circles, the laps that he's doing, but it's moving, and it shows up on a ship.
Oops.
And that was a newspaper that found it.
Yeah,
It was a French newspaper. It was like, oh,
yeah, exactly.
anybody know this carrier was here? We know this commander's here running.
Yeah, exactly. It was like,
Running.
what the hell is this? Who's this dude running in the middle of the ocean?
Yep.
How would you react? Could you imagine? It's like, all of a sudden-
It's important for me to log my runs and share my information.
Or the Navy, senior NCOs subscribing to Starlink and then doing that racketeering stuff.
oh yeah, exactly. I remember that one too.
Yeah, that was
That was a good one.
That was insane. It's like, how did you not
You're like-
know? I mean,
Where's the Starlink antenna going? Like,
yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Where's this? What the hell's all this? What's going on here? I mean, well, thing is,
Meanwhile,
they didn't want to have like commo weenies up there that are supposed to check that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they
Yeah,
didn't notice.
meanwhile, the Chiefs mess is racking it in, man.
Yeah,
$5 a
exactly.
month,
They're
bitch.
doing all
Let's
yeah,
go.
all that online gaming and Netflix watching. It's like,
Yep.
man,
They're like, you're premier tier. You need to pay more. Let's go.
yeah, exactly.
Too much time on the hands.
on a chief
Yep.
membership right now.
Yeah,
Yep.
really.
Well, shit, Ken, thanks for coming on, man. That was great.
No, it was fun.
Those are discussions that we can all get part of, and I'm going to cut them up. They'll be great. They'll be great when I put them out there. So,
Hell yeah.
I think we're in depth, fellas. That was a good one.
All right.
Yep, it-
On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Change for changeover.
Gentlemen and Ken, thanks for joining us today. And to everyone listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
All the lesser branches, Marty says in there.
I didn't say let's.
Lester Bread.
Wait a
You did
minute.
today. You did not today. I was waiting for it. I was like,
He said,
Military family.
Oh.
didn't fool nobody.
oh,
Not service connected.
nope, not at all.
I should. And for Mortar Jesus.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, exactly.